always talk about this documentary, I can't remember the name of it, and it was about punk rock. And they interviewed a musician from Indiana, and he talked about, like in New York or LA, you just have to find the well. You know, there's a scene there, and you just have to, whatever your scene is, you just have to go look for it. But when you live in a place like Indiana, there's no well. You have to dig the well. And I love that idea. And the Birdsell is the well.
The Birdsell Project is an arts organization, and we're focused on opening up unused spaces to artists in the community and giving artists the opportunity to respond to these unusual spaces and create site-specific installations. The artists get 2 months to really respond to the space and immerse themselves in it, and then the show will be open to the public for a month. We've got artists from all over. We've got an artist from Barbados, an artist originally from South Korea who's now in Chicago. We've got a couple local artists who've been working in South Bend. We've got someone from New Orleans and Michigan.
Having people setting up installations so close to mine in such an amazing building, I just love that. I love looking at the space and then looking across there and seeing Nalani work, and looking across there and seeing Neon's work, and just walking through everybody's space. It's pretty cool. It's amazing.
I think working in an environment like this kind of pushes people to try new things. It is not your typical, like you're not in a typical studio or gallery, and so there are new challenges, and I think it allows people to kind of experiment. And the intensity of it, because you know there's that opening where the public is going to come through here, and that sort of that pressure I think is really important.
It's always interesting and challenging to make art in a space that wasn't made for art. It's not the white cube anymore. The more that I've been in this space, the more interesting it gets, because I don't exactly know who engineered all of these sorts of beams or how, but they all have such a strict purpose.
We're in a building called Vested Interests, and it used to be the Zyker's dry cleaning facility. They moved out of this space not that long ago. They've opened it up to small businesses and educational and creative endeavors.
A lot of businesses don't understand installation art, so the openness of the people who own this building to just open their space and say, like, hey, come in and work for 2 months. That's beautiful, and I think that that's incredibly important to see that there is value in that.
I really wanted to make something that would get, you know, kids excited and people who maybe aren't super into installation art to just feel a different way about it. I kind of want to overwhelm people with like a completely immersive experience and like kind of, you know, transform the world that they're in.
People are really going to want to stop and listen and look at the projections. I'm a nerd, so I like fantasy games with like elves.
Hey, Russell, come here. Hey, how are you doing?
Who's that?
This is Russell, he lives with us.
Residencies are just a lot of fun. You go to different places and you get to see different things. You're inspired by that particular place that you're in. You get to meet all these different people, and I think every space kind of changes my work in some way. Like just that one little thing that shifts your work can help you somewhere in the future.
We don't have like a ladder for success like you might in Chicago or in New York. So you have to kind of make your own thing happen here and work really hard at it, and then people really appreciate what you're doing and like start to support it. And I think that builds a communal support system around an art-centered event or a music-centered event or just anything, anywhere. You can really start to build a community around these things when you start to create outlets for people to show their work.